start this time, I think. Okay. So, welcome to the Motivated Mummies Show, where you can find inspiration, motivation, and collaboration. And I'm very happy to be here today with Laura Bland, who is a fitness coach and mentor from Leicestershire. So, welcome.
Thank you very much for having me, Tammy. It's great to be here.
So, do you want to just tell everyone a little bit about you before we start?
No problem. So I'm Laura. I've got one daughter. She's 7.5 years old, but she sometimes thinks she's going on for 15, 16. She is amazing and a little devil in equal parts at times. And she's very much kind of the centre of why I do the things that I do. I'm based in Leicestershire, as you've mentioned, and I live with my partner, and he also forms a significant part of why I am in the position that I am in now, and you'll hear a little bit about that as we talk.
Ooh, sounds interesting. Okay, so these Motivated Mummy shows are really quick, and they're just like 10-minute shows where people can just tune in and top up their motivation or just hear something that's inspiring. It's aimed at busy working mums and people that are generally just like doing dinner while they can just switch on and just, you know, all helps to just top up our mental well-being. So I'm going to ask you, as you are a fitness fitness coach and mentor, have you always been into fitness? Because I think sometimes people are just that way inclined. So have you always been into keeping fit and exercising?
I think it's one of those things. It's quite similar to most things in life. I've gone through different phases where different things fit really well, and that's been exactly the same with my fitness. And it's taken ups and downs. There's been times where I've been really motivated. I've been really conscious of my fitness, my exercise, my nutrition, and then there's been other times where I have been not bothered at all, completely opposite direction, you know, sit in front of the TV all night, every night, relax at the weekends. I say that's pre-children, obviously, because you don't get when you're a mummy, you're focused all the time on them, and even when you think you're relaxing, you're not, because you're washing up, you're getting the clothes clean and all that kind of stuff. But as a child, I was quite active. I loved like riding my bike and horse riding and that kind of stuff. When I was at university, I did karate and I really enjoyed that. And I think I did what a lot of people do at uni. In my final year, I took my foot off in terms of me, and I was really focused on the studying. And that's, you know, university for, isn't it? And I personally piled on quite a bit of weight in that last year at uni, and that sort of carried on a little bit and crept up and up after that. So I kind of fell out of fitness. And then one year, my parents bought me an exercise bike for Christmas, and I hadn't asked for it.
Oh, how did that go down?
I was a little bit like, oh, trying to tell me something. So it was really time, but actually it turned out to be the best thing at that point for me, because I would spend, living at home with parents, they're kind of like early to mid-20s, I'd spend hours just sitting on this exercise bike in the evenings, just reading books, like not really thinking about what I was doing or doing anything different on it, but just pedaling away, reading books, you know, in my own little world. And that kind of got me back into fitness, because it felt good to be, you know, in better shape and just able to enjoy life a little bit more. And since then, I would say probably from my mid-20s, so I'm mid-30s now, so the last 10 years, I've always been into some form of exercise. That has changed quite significantly in how I've approached exercise. So yeah.
It's good to hear that you say that sometimes you felt like just sitting on the couch doing nothing, because I think sometimes people think that, you know, it's all or nothing, and if they have a time where they've just let go of it, it's really hard to get back on track again. But you've proved that you can do that, can't you?
Absolutely, yeah. And it's like everything in life, isn't it? It's finding the right balance for you. You know, I know people that are all in, as you say, and they've got to be doing something all the time, more focused on, you know, physical fitness activity or business building or whatever thing it is that they're doing, and they're an all in, otherwise they fail. And then there are other people where all in can be overwhelming, and that doesn't work for them, because when you miss one session or you don't hit one target, you get disheartened and it puts you off and it's demotivating, and that can be worse. So I think you have to understand your own personality and pick the right, the right ground for you. If that's exercising 5 times a week, that's great. If it's exercising twice a week, that's great. It's what works for us as an individual.
So what actually inspired you to start your business and be a fitness coach?
That goes back to my partner, who I've mentioned. So my partner Lee served in the RAF for 17 years, and he sustained an injury which over time, it was a minor injury to his ankle, but various problems, misdiagnoses, problems through surgery, various things over about a 5-year period led to him being in chronic, constant pain, and he couldn't walk without crutches. And at that point, we'd not long had our daughter. So we took a really tough decision for him to have his leg amputated just below the knee, because he got this nerve damage that was never going to get better. And by the time we got to that point, he was severely depressed, overweight, suffering with anxiety, all sorts of things. And because he was less able, it meant that I was doing less. So again, it was another one of those times where there was a dip in my own kind of fitness and mental well-being. But after he had the amputation done, once he'd learnt to walk again, once he'd got prosthetics, he refused to let that disability hold him back. And he became a completely different person, remotivated, wanted to find himself, and he actually competed in the very first Invictus Games that Prince Harry set up.
Oh, wow.
And then he went on, that was amazing. Then he went on and he competed in disabled strongman competitions.
Oh, fantastic.
Really, that was really tough, really hard on the body physically. But seeing him get on and do those things made me want to do something for me again. So I got really back into my own fitness. But because of home life and Lee's injuries, I couldn't just disappear off to the gym. I needed to be at home. I needed to be accessible and for him and my daughter. So I started working out at home, and I absolutely loved it. And I just thought, you know what? There are so many other people out there, other women, that either don't want to go to a gym, can't afford a PT, or don't know where to start, that actually can look after themselves at home in their own living room. So if I can do it, they can do it. And I just started sharing it and talking to people and showing them what to do. And that's where it all.
So how does your fitness work then, your coaching? Is it all online then, or do you do actual one-to-one?
So I do one-to-ones, but they're all online based. So video together, working out, going through routines. But I offer a few different things. So I'll help people with identifying nutrition that's going to help them reach their goals. I offer a community on Facebook where there's constant support, recipes, mini workouts that people can do. And I think that's one of the biggest things, is just someone to support you, someone to keep you motivated on the days where you've not got the self-motivation, but then a group of people that are in the same place as you. So, yeah.
Oh, brilliant. Because it's really interesting that you say that, because I think sometimes people assume that you have to go to the gym and you have to have a personal trainer that's physically next to you. But I always say to my clients, if you are in a position, other people will be in that position too. So if there's a need that you need, other people will need that as well. So it's great that you saw that and you're now catering for all those people as well. That's fantastic. I love that.
It works for me as well, because I still work I work in HR, but 3 days a week I'm off in the office and stuff. So doing something where I can be chatting with people online is, it's just really flexible for them and for me. So it just really ties together with all my other kind of commitments and family life and motherhood and all that kind of jazz that we do.
That's what I love about being self-employed, because it is flexible as long as you build it the right way, and you're not dictated by your clients all the time, because then that makes it rigid again. But yeah, I mean, that's what we want as mums, isn't it? We want to be there if our kids need to go to the doctors that day. We want to be there if our husband needs us to do something for them. You know, we want to be everything to everyone, really, don't we? But we also want to have our own fulfillment and our own business and, you know, achieve our own goals. That sounds like it's perfect balance for you. Really good. So can you give our mums that are listening, can you give them a tip for staying either physically healthy or mentally healthy, their overall well-being?
Yeah. I think physical health, in terms of getting up and you're moving, just moving your body, really aids mental health. Because once you're moving around and you're exercising, you're releasing lots of endorphins, all the happy chemicals that can just naturally boost your mood. So it's something that I always recommend to people if they're struggling a little bit in terms of, you know, low mood, particularly through the winter months as well. You know, we all get a little bit more down. Yeah, it's dark all the time, it's wet, it's miserable. Perhaps, you know, you don't get outside walking as often or down the park with the kids so often, so you're just a little bit less active anyway, I think. And we've still got that natural kind of inclination to want to kind of hibernate and go into cozy mode. So I think getting up and just moving, even just, you know, 5 or 10 minutes dancing around the living room like a lunatic with your kids is more than enough to actually give yourself some physical health benefits, but also boost your mental health as well. It's not got to be hours doing anything. It starts small. It's find something that you really enjoy and get the family involved so that you're having some fun at the same time.
I always tell my parents to have pillow fights. From your professional point of view, is that good enough to get like some exercise in the day? You know, if they're not doing anything.
Yeah, anything that kind of gets you a little bit out of breath or raises your heart rate is more than enough. You know, if you're talking 5-10 minutes of having that sustained, then yeah, and however you get into that, it's going to give you some benefits.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah, because the pillow fights, I say it releases anger and tension and all that. But if now I can tell them now then that, you know, they're getting the exercise from it as well and they're going to, you know, lose weight, then
yeah, you're going to get to it.
Yeah. So what advice would you give to any mums that are watching at the moment that are working maybe a 9-to-5 job, but really want to step out of their comfort zone, really want to start their own self-employed business? Have you got any tips and advice for them?
My biggest thing on that would be it needs to be something that makes you feel passionate. If it's something that you think is a good idea because you've seen friends doing a similar business or having success with, and you think, well, you know, there is always that thought of if they can do it, I can do it, which is really great because anyone can, you know, build a business and help other people. But you've got to have some passion because it isn't easy, it isn't always fun, and you don't always get the results that you expect or in the time scale that you want to. So you've got to have passion, you've got to have excitement, you've got to want to put yourself into that business and put yourself out there. But when you find that passion and that area that, you know, you really think you can make an impact, it is just absolutely, don't wait to be perfect, just get stuck in and learn as you go. Definitely.
And that's what I say all the time, just do it and then build up your skills. You know, if you wait until you're perfect, we're never going to be perfect because we can always feel that we can be better, don't we? So I love that. It's fantastic advice. Where can people find you if they're thinking, oh my goodness, this is what I need some online training, I need to get my butt moving because the summer is around the corner? Where can they find you?
So I've got a website where you can find various bits of information, which is www.lauraB-fitnessmentor.com. And you can also find me on Facebook if you search for #Warrior Tribe, and it's fitness and self-love. You'll find me there as well. I'm also on Instagram. We're all on Instagram, aren't we? So that's Laura Fitness Coach. So yeah, I'm all over the place and I'm happy to talk to anyone, you know, offer some tips, support. The Facebook group that I run, anyone is welcome into that. It's just about fun and support and a bit of motivation.
Oh, brilliant. That's excellent. Thank you so much. When we post this, we can put the links in the comments as well, so people can just click on and find you straight away. But that's excellent. We've done it in the 10 minutes. We've sped through that, but hopefully we've given some really good information there. So I just want to say thank you again for taking time out of your busy day and sharing your tips with us all.
You're welcome. It's great to be here.
Excellent. Right. So bye from me, and I'll speak to you soon, and I'll see everybody next week.